Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be discussing the summer update of 2025, what could be coming, when it could be releasing, and all that information. And we do have some stuff relating to the fire department to discuss and show you in this video. So if you do enjoy, please make sure to consider subscribing, and let's get into this. Now, if you remember back to, it was primarily during February when all of the riots, the protests regarding a fire department update kind of kicked off inside the ERLC community. On YouTube, TikTok, Discord, and even in-game, we had songs being produced to protest in-game, roads being blocked off, and TikToks arguing about why PRC should listen to the community. All of that was going on, and I'm pretty sure the developers got the notice. Now, in the spring update log, they did briefly mention more coming soon with the emoji of a fire engine. Obviously, they were well aware at this point. This was, February the 28th. So just after all of their chaos that was kicking off in the PRC community about wanting a fire department update, they were definitely aware. And you can see here from the newspaper article that we've gone over the channel before, but it was snuck into the game, I believe, early March or early to mid-March. And this is talking about the demanding a fire department upgrade with a picture of the protests here, with a quote saying, "We're proud of our firefighters, but they need the right equipment to do their job." While River City officials remain tight-lipped about any potential upgrades, whispers of new fire engines and more have fueled speculation. Could the fire department be preparing for its biggest overhaul yet? Liberty Daily will keep you updated. And that was couple of months ago now at this point, so definitely had some time to work on a very large fire department update. Now, yesterday evening, SWAT Dean 123 pinged me in my Discord server with an image of one of the PRC development games, saying one of the testing games for ERLC is Morse code, and I'm trying to figure out what it translates. Now, this is the game in question. It's called Infectious Fire by Fish, who's one of the scripters for ERLC, currently playing Grow Garden. But either way, in the description, it has recently been updated to include a bunch of numbers and letters. Now, I have been following this game for a bit, but there hasn't really been anything interesting with it, apart from the fact that it's named Infectious Fire. Now, this very well could be a random name they chose, or trolling. PRC developers have been known to troll us quite a bit in the past, but if we do want to take this literally and, take this with a grain of salt, does this mean that in the fire department update, whenever that does release, which we'll talk about that later, will we get fires that can actually spread from tree to tree or building to building? Now, if you played the game Firestorm 2, which I believe recently became free access, you'll know a lot about fires spreading in Roblox games, because that's a great example of it. The fire starts off very small and will continue to spread around the map, and it's your job to basically contain the fire and stop it from spreading any further. Imagine if we had something of that effect in High Rock Park, with a fire that was continually spreading, unless you either cut down some trees or set up some fire alarms to contain that and prevent it from moving down to Springfield or down to the city. That would be incredible. Now, of course, remember, take that with a pinch of salt. But either way, we can head into the description now to take a look at this and try and get this translated, figure out what this means. Right, so we're going to paste this into ChatGPT and see if this can translate it. Seems to be in Russian. Okay. And translating this to English roughly translates to, "You've come this far. I suppose you're feeling the heat too, huh? Or maybe it's just the summer heat." I was also sent this game called Chainsaw, again by Fish. Nothing really too interesting with this game, apart from the fact that it's named Chainsaw, possibly implying a chainsaw revamp. Last updated 1 month ago, so does very much seem like they're done with this game, but I guess to take that into consideration maybe. Now, just a quick disclaimer before we continue. As a recording, I know as much as you. Anything I say is purely speculation. Please don't take any of this too seriously, because this is just my opinion of what the summer will look like. Right, now delving into the archives of PRC announcements. As we all know, last year's update was split into 3 parts, spread over about a month and a half. The year before, 2023, was split into 2 parts, and the year before that, 2022, was just a 1-part, very large summer update when they expanded the map to include Springfield. Now, I think they're going to do something right around the middle, splitting this summer's update into 2 parts, with the first part releasing at the end of June, later this month, the second part releasing early to mid-July, couple weeks on. Now, the first of 2 updates will be entirely fire department based, with new vehicles, vehicle revamps, vehicle customization, new tools, new callouts, pretty much everything the community will have wanted, as well as a couple other things. Maybe they'll chuck in their VC radios, which would be nice for all teams, or some more customization options, some new civilian vehicles, but the entire focus of the update will be centered around the fire department. And then for part 2, maybe there'll be a map update, maybe some new UIs, new cars, I don't really know, but at least for the first part of the summer update, that will be centered around a fire department overhaul. Again, just a reminder, everything I say is purely speculation. But one thing that isn't speculation is when it will be releasing. As of recording, it is the 9th of June, Monday, and usually the updates release around the last weekend of June. So we've got about 2.5 weeks to go until the update releases. I believe it could either be on the weekend of the 21st or the 28th. I think it depends if there's some more features they need to fix, some bugs they need to work on, ideally for a very smooth release. If it was the 21st, we've got just under 2 weeks, but I think to give them enough time to make sure all the bugs are fixed, there's no errors, and they can release on a timely manner, they'll be releasing on the 28th or the 27th, because they sometimes do release summer updates on Friday. So either the 27th or the 28th for the first part of the summer update. And then if they are to split this into multiple parts, then it could possibly be releasing the second part on the 11th of July or the 18th. I think that gives them enough of a break between the 2 updates to make sure the first part releases smoothly and then kind of focus on the second part, make sure there's no bugs there, and get that as well released in a timely schedule sometime mid to early July. So with that all said, we're only a few weeks out from the ERLC summer update. I'm very excited. I really do hope it's split into 2 parts. I think that'll probably be the best way to do so. First part will be fire department related, and second part will be, maybe some map updates, new buildings, new team vehicles, something like that. I think that would be the ideal scenario, at least in my opinion. But let me know what you're hoping for, expecting this summer in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest content, and I'll see you in a few weeks when the summer update releases.